Hello, everybody. Okay, so we are still here in Virgins, Vermont. We did see the physical therapist last week, and everything is going good with John's knee. He's still in a little bit of pain, and we're aiming for pain-free before getting back on the trail. So he's going to go back and see her tomorrow. And then we're hoping that we'll be on trail by Tuesday or Wednesday. So that's where we're at right now. But so I've had so much downtime to breathe this week and, kind of reflect a lot on the trail so far and life so far. And, me, I take everything to the extreme. So something that keeps coming up for me is this sense of, happiness and what it is that causes either the lack of unhappiness or creates our happiness. Because so obviously we're off the trail, and I was like, man, this is, at first it was uncomfortable and not the ideal situation that I thought I wanted to be in, but kind of quickly I was like, well, why? There's no negatives to being here. This place is beautiful. This is awesome. I'm still able to do everything I wanted to do or accomplish, this summer, which was truly to just kind of get, quiet down the noise of life and really get into my heart center and live in love from that place. So that really is my only true objective right now. And being here and being off the trail for a week has nothing to do with that. So there's no negatives. So something that I've really been thinking a lot about is how we block our happiness as humans. And it's a very hard pill to swallow, but I'm going to share a little insight with you in that regard. And here it is. The only thing that ever blocks our unhappiness is us at any given moment, in any situation. So that's not to say that we have consciously created whatever it is that's, making us unhappy. A lot of our hurts and our pains that we carry around in life are just imprinted from a previous time that we were not aware of other people's influences over our minds, our beliefs, our decisions, etc. So an example of this is, I see this a lot when I see, if I witness parents sort of yelling at kids unnecessarily. That parent is really just projecting their own hurt onto that child. And, when you're young and you're impressionable like that, you are imprinting in your brain without your knowledge, really, that you're doing something wrong that you might not even be doing wrong. It's just that parent projecting their own hurts out onto that child. So some of these things, a lot of them we just carry around with us throughout our lives. And they block us. They block us from happiness. But here is the good news. If you cause your unhappiness, you can also recreate that. And so if you're the cause, you're also the solution, is what I'm trying to say there. And don't take the word cause as a fearful word. If you're fearful of that word for some reason, that's a lesson for you to learn. You shouldn't be afraid of a word. You shouldn't be afraid of anything. Fear is a lie, and that's the truth. So I actually was writing a little bit about this the other day, so I'm going to grab my paper just to keep me on topic, because y'all know I like to rant and ramble a great deal. So the reason you're unhappy, again, it's a little tricky to explain, but the topic of depression has come up a lot lately. I've seen it a lot just in social media and that sort of thing, and take it from somebody who was depressed, because I really fell into depression after my open heart surgery. And being depressed, first of all, thank your depression. Thank it for whatever lessons it is teaching you right now, because depression was my road to happiness, because it made me realize how unhappy I really was. And not even just, with the experience of open heart surgery, but before that in my life, I was just kind of maybe spinning my wheels a bit. And that's a video for another day. Anyway, on topic. I'll stay there. But thank your depression, because your depression is trying to teach you something. Your depression is trying to say, hey, there's something here in your life that needs to change, whether it's a perspective or a belief. And when you do that, when you learn how to shift your internal world, your external world will change right before your eyes. And it's beautiful and miraculous and amazing. And anybody is able to do it. You just have to learn how to tap into that. And it begins with having an honest conversation with yourself. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Have a state of the union conversation with yourself. Hey self, are we happy? Why? Why not? If you are the cause to your unhappiness, you are also the solution. And if you are the solution, you hold the answer to all of your problems. Just digest that for a minute. I was seeing a therapist for a little while, right after I had my PTSD diagnosis, in the height of my depression, which kind of spiraled me more downward for a minute, until I kind of was like, I went and I talked to this woman, and every session I would leave, and nothing against therapists at all, but I would leave and I would realize, wow, I just had a conversation with myself. This woman had the right, she knew what to ask me, but if I'm being honest, I already knew those questions that she was asking. I was just too afraid to ask them to myself. Does that make sense? So go internal, ask yourself why your unhappiness. There is going to be a block there, and it's usually a fear or an insecurity, but those are lies. Those are lies that somebody else has told you in the past or made you believe, and they probably didn't consciously do that either. But if at any point you realize those things, you have the opportunity to recreate them and recreate your life and recreate your happiness. And there's such a world of beautiful treasures just waiting to be discovered, and it's all right in here. It's all right in here. So the way that I really began to do this was, when I realized that I was unhappy, I had an honest conversation with myself, and then I started to shift my life. I woke up every day and I said to myself, I am determined to be happy today. I am determined to be happy today. I am determined to be happy today. And that wasn't easy. It felt like I crawled. I crawled. And then I stumbled, and then I walked. And then I ran. And anybody can do that. I can do it. You can do it. Anybody can do it. So I know it's a bold statement to say depression is a lie, but depression is a lie. There is a way out of it. There is a way, and you are the way. So wake up every day and be determined to be happy. And if you start to feel uncomfortable or funky, that's when you have to start asking the questions that you might be afraid to ask. Why do I feel this way? Let that insecurity rise up. Let that fear rise up. Rise to meet it. It's asking you to just rise to meet it. And when you do that, you'll see things start to shift in your world. So stay aware, stay present, and stay hopeful. Cling to hope. Cling to it however you can. And something that's helpful too is get a journal, and just when you start to feel that funk, and you can write down the question, how am I feeling? Just, if you don't have sentences, write words, write emotions, draw pictures. I promise you, things will start to snowball and stuff will pour out of you, because your subconscious self wants to talk to you. It wants to come forth and speak, but you have to let it. So what blocks happiness? We block happiness. But if we are the block, we can unblock it. You are your own solution. You are powerful. You are beautiful. You are amazing. And you have the ability to create the life of your dreams if only you claim it. And you can claim it. So, namaste, my friends. I'll talk to you soon.